You can never become a millionaire and live comfortably in the realm of millions until two things happen. Number one, you must lose money in millions. Number two, you must be ready to give in millions and walk away. If those two things has not happened in your life, even if you have millions now, you are still playing. I break it down. What does that mean? You see, when you are going through the educational sector, let's use Nigeria for an example. You go through primary school, but every year, every time you do exam. But for you to leave primary school to go to secondary school or high school, you must go through an external exam. Now, when you enter secondary school, you go through termly exam and annual exam. But for you to leave secondary school and go to university or college, you do what? You do external exam. That's the way life is. As you go through life, you'll be going through tests. If you fail in the day of adversity, it means that your strength is small. But as you go through tests, in order for you to move to the next dimension, you have to go through an external exam, a big one that may end up wiping out, you had the brother, all the money wiped out. Wipe out all the money you have made for you to start afresh. But when you are starting afresh, what did you say? 0 to 9, right? 0 to 9. When you get to 9, what do you go to? 10. When you get to 10, you are back to 1, but on a different level. There you go, 10, 11, 12, 13. When you are going to 20, 2, you go back to. So that's the way life goes. So many of you, the problem is when you now lose money, you give up. That's the making of you. Because you see, God understands the power of mammon. Whatever you cannot walk away from, you have not conquered. God can never give to you what he cannot get through you. God knows the only thing that God compares with himself is mammon. So one of the reasons why you have to lose money is God will test whether you are after him or after things. But when you are after the hand of God, you keep jumping and struggling. But when you are after the heart of God, he brings down his hand for you to pick. So you've got to understand that. That's the test you have to go through. You will lose in millions. In what? Millions. And you have to give in millions and walk away. It's when God can now trust you with that, millions will become normal. Anytime they are talking million, you just, because you know that you can just write check of 5 million, 10 million. But if you now want to enter billion, get ready. Sit down with Dangote, sit down with $100, sit down with Rabiu, sit down with all the billionaires in Nigeria. They will tell you how they lost billions. And you ask yourself, they are still alive. Yes. I've lost in millions, I've lost in billions. When I lost 123,000 pounds in the UK, I thought my life would come to an end. But something new came out of me. So then all over the world, people are inviting me, presidents, governments, come and teach us this. It's those losses. So, hello? Because when you hear somebody lose 123,000 pounds and they are alive, you go not say the guy gets all the talk. 123. Your head go quickly calculate. If I lose that money, will I be alive? You'll be alive. You'll be all right. Hello? So in becoming, that's one thing that will happen. You will lose in that realm you want to enter into, and you have to give and walk away in that realm you want to walk into. Number 3, okay, I've given you, still on that point, another thing that will happen to make you is that you must be ready to handle betrayers. You must be ready to handle betrayers. You know what the enemy is trying to do? Is to stop you from what will help you. So when you invest in something and you lose money, what many people will now do, I will never invest again. Do you know that this year alone, until a few weeks ago, the stock market this year, since this government came in, stock market has picked up. People are making millions and billions in Nigerian stock market. It has changed now since they changed this monetary policy again with all these treasury bills stuff that they did this. It has affected the people are putting money back into treasury bill to get 17.5 that is guaranteed. So, but if you don't understand, you don't understand. but those who understand, so now, but guess what? There are stocks in Nigeria that has done 500% between January and now. Yeah, 500% in this country. Yeah, but because you lost money in stock, you say I will never. And you went to do crypto, and they cryptonize your life. And you went to do forest, and you are still in the forest. So what am I saying? What will happen there is that you have to face betrayal. Betrayal of platforms that you put your trust in, and the platform will fail because God wants to know who is your source. Betrayal of people. You know why? Because the higher you go, the fewer the number of people you need in your life. So God must have to eliminate people that are not qualified for your next level. And he does that by creating situations and circumstances that will reveal who they really are. Some people are only close to you because you are upward. They can't handle it, reach you. Hello? Even in marriages, there are families where the husband cannot handle a rich wife. He's only a man because the wife is poor and dependent on him. That's why they're having problem abroad now. When they relocate now, the wife is empowered. The man can't handle it because he doesn't understand. Because in Africa, manhood is equated to ability to provide. So if you can't provide, you're not a man in Africa. So we have lost our sense of manhood because that's where we're brought up. Hello? So now the women are going abroad now making money and they're thinking, I don't need this guy anymore because I can take care of myself. And then the guy is feeling, you don't respect me because to even respect is give me money to do it. Hello? And the man is not asking for money to do it anymore. Hello? Because for your wife to travel, she has to take your permission because you are the one that will pay the ticket. But now she doesn't need your money to pay the ticket. But because she's a Christian, she comes and says, I'm thinking of going to Singapore next week with some of my girls. There's this conference. I would like to go just to let you know. What do you think? She's not asking for money. Because she's honoring and respecting you. You say, my babe, enjoy your life. Why? Because you understand. Because you have to decide what kind of marriage you are running. Traditional marriage, contemporary marriage, or kingdom marriage. Choose. Hello? Because that's the confusion. Which one? So you face that test. Another test that you're going to face at that point is kingdom test. Kingdom test. Which is where a lot of people fail. So when you see people arguing about tithe and offering, arguing about first fruits, arguing about sacrifice, you just realize that, you're journey far. Listen to me. Corporate income tax is between 35, 40%. Now, capital gains tax, 40%. So if you are really a rich person and you are wealthy, the tax alone, your tax bracket is already 30, 40%. You are arguing about 10. That's why you will remain poor. What God is doing is to tell you how to be able to get to a realm where you are not thinking small. Because by the time they collect 40% capital gains tax, you add 10% tithe, that's already 50% gone. So if you're already arguing about 10, you will end up in jail because you will be looking for a way not to pay tax and they will jail you. So you have to go through the kingdom test. Can God trust you? Can you close your account and drop in trouble? That brother that closed the account, it just happened that we have a case study. Now he closed account to invest. Thank God for the story. That's the making that I'm talking about. God made you, now he's telling us testimony.